Hi, how are ya? I'm Matt, welcome back to SuperCard. I'm working on the Skyline build today. What I want to do is get stuck into this rear bumper area. And yeah, as I mentioned in last week's video, this rear window and trunk lid area is all just kind of a work in progress. So it's looking really rough, but don't worry about that for now, I'll fix that later. But yeah, I really want to get this rear bumper done. As you can see, I previously had an attempt at making some of these internal former or structural parts for the rear bumper. So what they would do is inform the shape of the outer body panels that would attach to them somehow like that. And I guess that's probably okay. It's kind of working. But actually my initial idea for the rear bumper was that I would create it, build it as a complete finished unit and kind of slide it onto the car once it was built. I still quite like that idea, eh? So yeah, maybe my next kind of move is to try building it as a complete assembly, kind of slide it on. So might have a play with that now. Alright, good. So I've just spent a bit of time developing a couple of different versions of this like substructural base for the bumper, which kind of fits on, as you just saw. It kind of slides on and is secured at the sides with the tabs on the bottom of this piece, kind of fit into the side structure of the car underneath there. So that's starting to come together pretty good. That gives me kind of like a foundation or the base to kind of build the bumper, the shape of the bumper off. So that's cool. What I might do is just pause that for a second and make a piece that goes over the back of the rear panel of the car here. So it goes all the way across. I'll paint it blue and it will have the Skyline logo kind of embossed into the center section here. So it's not strictly speaking part of the rear bumper, but I'd quite like to make that and get it done and get it painted while it's fine here. So yeah, I'll do that now. Okay, so I got that rear panel made and fitted, and that looks really, really good. I ended up using my Cricut Maker cutting machine to cut out that part. I just find that any part that has really kind of fine details like this, where the Skyline letters are, that machine just does a faster and more accurate job of it. So yeah, that looks really nice. I can't use that machine for every part that I cut out on the model because it only really handles kind of thinner card well. It doesn't really do, well, I can't use it for foam board or the thicker cardboard that I use on this model. But for thinner board, like for these panels here, these outer body panels, it does a really good job. So yeah, that's cool. Awesome. I actually double layered this part. Otherwise, if I didn't do that, the parts where the letters were cut out would have been black. You would have seen the black cardboard behind it. So yeah, that looks good. Cool. And on the side here, there's a part that kind of folds around and connects up with this rear quarter panel here. I ended up having to make like a little kind of filler piece, which I've actually updated in my plans file to be included as a single part or included on the side of this outer tail lights around here as well. So there won't actually be a join on that on the next build that I do from my plans. But yeah, for now, that'll do the job. Cool, so next thing to do is to carry on developing more parts for the structure of the rear bumper. So let's start building that out. Alright, so that's good progress on that reworked underlying structure for the rear bumper. That's coming together pretty good. And that rear panel with the Skyline logo looks good too. So that's good progress, but unfortunately I'm going to have to leave this one here. Thanks again for watching, and check out next week's video to see how I go try and finish up the rear bumper. So see you then.